Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Roger's Reflections on Monday, October 5th, in the year 2020. I pray each and every one of you is doing well today. Um, I'm going to begin to do a series centered around the spiritual discipline of prayer, beginning this Thursday and continuing each Thursday throughout the month of October. We're going to be entering into a spiritual discipline of prayer and fasting for our national elections. And I invite you to join me in that. I've done a teaching on fasting, which can be found on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And I'll do one on a more extensive one on prayer this Wednesday. It'll premiere at 6 o'clock. But kind of thinking around prayer and what it means and how it affects our lives, and doing a couple of doing some research there. One author that I just dearly love, he does an incredible job of speaking on the spiritual disciplines and on prayers. Richard Foster. His books are very basic, very simple, but man, they are deep. They're some good stuff. The Celebration of Discipline is his famous book, and then he does one on prayer as well. So I'm going to be sharing some thoughts from him over these next, I don't know how many days, but today I'm going to be reading from the prophet Jeremiah, 20th chapter, verse 7, 8, and 9. And I'm going to read from the, the New Revised Standard Version to begin with, but then I also want to read the same thing from the Message, which is a paraphrase, more of an interpretation, kind of taking the word that was written 4,000 years ago and putting it in today's idioms. So it kind of gives you a better idea of what the author might have meant. But this passage, we think of prayer oftentimes as, Lord, please do for me, or please bless someone, or please heal someone, or please, please, please. But prayer is also, again, at its core foundation is communication with God, and it is building the relationship that exists between myself and God, and yourself and God. And so, as in any relationship and as in any communication, there can be times when we are asking please, when we're requesting something. There are times when we are crying out in grief. There are times when we are celebrating with joy. And there are times when we are complaining, when we're frustrated, and when we cry out to the one that we dearly love, but we still we're up to here. We're fed up with it, and that's where Jeremiah is today. And I don't know about you, but there have been times when I feel like I've been fed up with God. I'm not getting the answer I want. Things don't seem to be going well. I know He has called me to something, but I still feel anyway. Listen to what Jeremiah has to say. He says, "O Lord, you have enticed me, and I was enticed. You have overpowered me, and you have prevailed. I have become a laughingstock all day long. Everyone mocks me. For whenever I speak, I must cry out. I must shout violence and destruction. For the word of the Lord has become for me a reproach and derision all day long. If I say, I'm not going to mention him anymore, or speak anymore in his name, then within me there is something like a burning fire shut up in my bones. I am weary with holding it in, and I cannot." Love that. Love that passage. Now, here, Eugene Peterson's version from the Message. A little different, but you can also kind of give sense of what he's thinking. Let's see. Here we go. "You pushed me into this, God, and I let you do it. You're too much for me. And now I'm a public joke. Everyone makes fun of me. Every time I open my mouth, I'm shouting murder or rape. And all I get from my God warnings are insults and contempt. But if I say, forget it, no more God messages for me. The words are fire in my belly, a burning in my bones. I'm worn out trying to hold it in, and I can't do it any longer. And then I hear whispering behind my back. There goes old Danger Everywhere. Shut him up. Report him. Old friends watch, hoping I'll fall flat on my face. One misstep and we'll have him. We'll get rid of him for good. Jeremiah was not in a good place. And yet you wonder, why is that passage in Scripture? If Scripture is God's words spoken to us, given to us, why would they have something like that in here? Because it's real, because it's human, because Jeremiah and the authors, whoever wrote this down, whoever kept this, understood that this is a part of the human experience. That you and I will also come to a point when we are fed up, when we are frustrated, when we cry out to God, Lord, everyone's against me. Why do you have me do this? It's meant for us that when we are in difficult times, when we are frustrated, when we are struggling, when we don't know what God is doing in our lives, and we really want to know, we have an example of a prophet called by God, struggling with some of the same things that we struggle with. And we know that God continued to bless Jeremiah, and Jeremiah continued to be the prophet of God that he was meant to be, even in the difficult times, even when people were making fun of him, even when he didn't know which way to turn. God was still there, and God still had a plan and a purpose for him. And God still has a plan and a purpose for us. So when you're frustrated, when you're struggling, when you're angry, share it with God. Take it to the Lord. My friends, He can handle it. He can take care of that. And He will take care of you. Take care, my friends. We'll talk to you tomorrow.